So I really apologize to everybody on the live stream because I just realized that the intermission music didn't play.
That is unfortunate.
It is very unfortunate. I was really excited about it. Oh well, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
cat face.
It's okay. I have little slippers on, and my feet are warm-ish.
Okay, just trying to get everything set up here. All right, so you guys are in the jail cell, and pretty soon the guards come back and order you guys to stand up and to stand away from the door of your cell.
I comply.
Elder?
He does what?
He comes in, the guards do, and tell you to stand up and move to the back of your cell.
I kind of, I guess, comply a little bit. Just very slowly.
Fosco?
I'm trying to gauge how spunky Fosco would be. I get up and slowly back away saying, "That guard over there is denying me my lawyer. I would like to remind you that's a charge punishable by 5 years heavy labor. And he stole my pipe."
The guards laugh. And the captain guard's like, "Come on, give him the pipe back." So the guard that was smoking your pipe puts the pipe back in your satchel, back in your bag, but keeps the West farthing.
Ooh.
And then I point out, he's still got my pipe weed.
The guard looks at you, he's like, "You got plenty of pipe weed. What are you talking about?"
I say, "That's West Farthing pipe weed."
He's like, "Yeah, and? You're a hobbit. I'm sure you'll go back and get some more."
I don't... Okay.
All right,
See, I cannot ration with brutes.
So the guards open the doors and escort...
What does he say to that? No, I'm just kidding.
He ignores them. So the guards open the doors and escort you guys out. And they are heavily armored. As you walk out, you have another group of guards that are escorting you. They are not city guards. They are actually palace guards. And they're escorting you from the barracks and the guardhouse up into what appears to be now Auobjorn, since you have your direction of north. You realize that you guys are on top of a hill overlooking the city. And you are being marched up to the castle that's on top of the mountain. As you're walking up, fairly well-kept place. A lot of guards are surrounding you, surrounding the group. And you guys march into the palace and march directly into the throne room. As you walk into the throne room, you also see Aryan, who's been bandaged up and is starting to heal. There's a cleric there right beside her, that is making sure that she's doing okay. She's been stripped of armor, weapons. She has her regular clothes on, but she doesn't have any armor or anything like you guys do.
No, I'm just laying there naked.
No, you have clothes on. I'm just saying, like, your armor.
Like one of your Gondorian girls.
No, I'm just saying because everybody.
Welcome to my throne room.
Because everybody.
It's wonderful to have you.
No, because everybody else has their armor. I'm just clarifying that you don't have your armor on
I'm
because they're attending to your wounds.
Wait, I don't have armor.
So, well, you're different.
Well, you don't have your armor on.
Yeah. No, he just doesn't have armor, period. You guys do. So you guys still have your armor. And you walk in, and you see a very well-dressed noble who appeared, definitely well-dressed than everybody else, is sitting on the throne. And the captain of the guard hands you guys over, handed you guys over to the palace guards. The captain of the palace guards announces all four of you to kneel before Lord Elfer. Actually, Lord/Prince Elfer.
Lord Elf Fur.
Yeah, Elphir. Elf.
Like,
Elfir.
not fur. Okay.
No, Elfer. Or
I like
He's
the
the
tree.
cool version of fur.
Yeah, it's a cool version of fur. So, do you guys kneel?
Yes, seeing as the Shire is under, I think, Gondorian domain. Yeah, I kneel. He's my noble.
Eldur, Auobjorn, Aryan.
Am I actually
I
physically
think Elder
capable
will
to?
kneel just for
You're
the sake of getting past it, but he's kind of like scowling the
Yeah.
whole time.
yeah.
This guy is
Um,
nobility.
And I am going to kneel. I'm just like, whatever.
Okay. Aryan, you're able to kneel somewhat.
Okay. Yeah, I do. I show my honor for them.
You do a little elvish curtsy.
I mean, this
I
is their
totally
land,
just heard
so
I show them
respect
my
that.
otter.
Eldur?
What about Elder?
Oh, he's on the phone.
Yeah, that's why I'm speaking for him.
Okay.
You need like a little hand puppet for him.
Okay, so assume Elder would kneel. Is
I
that
already told you that.
okay? All right, so you guys kneel.
I told you he kneels, but he's like scowling and kind of upset
Okay,
about it.
okay.
Because he just wants to move along the
Yeah.
ceremony in order to get to actually discussing what's going on.
So
Scowling.
the captain of the guard and Captain Palace Guards walk up to the Lord. They're like, "My Lord Elfer, we found these folks traveling. Found these folks in an encounter with bandits, and it appears to the captain of the guard here that they had initiated the attack. However, they are bandits, so we're not exactly sure who did what. But we brought them to you because they are visitors in this city, and we're wary that they might be spying for the Herodim. Or Herodrim, I think it is.
May I speak?
The guard looks at you with a death stare because they're talking to the prince of the city.
Okay.
The prince says to the guards, "Very well, let me hear their case." And waits for Elder. Are you off the phone?
Yeah.
Okay. And he looks at all four of you and he's like, "One of you, come forth and speak."
I'll speak.
He's
I don't know
like,
if I
"You're
trust the.
Why not let
The
the
elf
short round
thief.
one speak?
I put my hands up and I say, I'm not a traveler, but a citizen of this city.
Precisely.
I own the what's the name of my tavern again?
It is the Leaves of Erebor."
Yeah, it is the Leaves of Airborne. And if I could have legal representation of my business lawyer, his name is Rigby Orlando. I would definitely appreciate it. And but until then, I would like to state myself as a business owner, contributing to the local economy, and that I came to know these fine people. I came into possession of some object. I don't even remember what, and I gave that to the elf, and then after that business transaction, she came into my shop, and she happens to know the other two, and I was giving them a tour of the city, and then we were attacked by bandits who I guess wanted to attack us and take our money, as these destitute robbers are apt to do, and we defended ourselves. And since they are, since they were quite poor at being robbers, we slew them thusly. And I would also like to report an aberrant use of magic within your lands, and I can give you a description of the man who used it. He had a staff thing. He was tall folk, definitely. And any way we can help you root out this evil magic, we would be happy to do so, as subjects of your noble estate.
He looks at you, he nods, and as you guys look around, it's more than just the palace guards. You also see a lot of very well-dressed people. Fosco, you would know them as the nobles of the city. Or people of at least noble rank. And a man comes out in very royal noble attire and looks at you and says, "My lord, I saw this halfling and these three attack these gentlemen, and they were the aggressors."
Did you not notice they were wearing black?
He was like, "Black as a color? What has that to do with anything in regards to who is the aggressor and who is not?"
The
Do I
emblem
still
that they
Self-respecting
had.
people know not to wear black.
Do I still have the talisman in my pocket?
Yes. No, you do not. They took the talisman.
But we can describe the emblem that they all had.
Yeah.
Yeah, I say, would I go and attack a man in such plain clothes? Look, only by the use of a potion that happened to be on our persons did I even survive. What use would I have to attack muggers instead of staying in my tea shop? What motivation would I have?
My lord, the guy continues on. He was like, "My lord, this halfling has been very deceptive. His tea shop, our spies have infiltrated his tea shop, and his tea shop is actually a front for the Black Ravens." And the lord of the city raises an eye, and
I know no such
see.
thing and request my lawyer.
What is the meaning of
once.
these black ravens?
the lord doesn't answer you.
What are they? Who are they?
The captain of the guard looks at you and says, "They are a nemesis. They are a menace, and a troublesome order from long ago."
Okay. Yeah, I start getting more agitated.
Man, I don't know about the talismans. I say, are they known for using peculiar forms of magic?
The guard looks at him and says, "No." Looks at you, rather. Says no.
Did you search the bodies and find... Oh, I can't even go that way. Never mind. I kind of just keep quiet.
Okay. The Lord speaks to all four of you and is like, "What do you have to say to your defense except for the halfling? The halfling's not allowed to speak. I want to hear from the two dwarves. What is your defense in this matter? As you've entered our city very heavily armed, where have you come from? What is your purpose here? And why do you cause this ruckus in my city?"
We came from... where did we come from? We came from a town to the north or south. I don't even remember, okay? We came from... we got here. But we're on a quest, and we're trying to visit a foothold of our people, which is why we're so armed, because we know the path is treacherous that lies before us.
And he asks you, "Where are you headed?"
I don't really know.
If you don't really know, then how do you know you've arrived at your destination?
We were attempting to meet up with a guide, and we're struggling to do so.
Elder?
I kind of just nod.
Okay. He looks at Aryan and says, "What is your business as an elf falling in with dwarves? Your
My
races don't mix."
My business is that I am merely passing through this town with them, and that we have a common goal and where we are going, and that is why we came together off of the ferry boat that took us here.
He looks at one of the nobles, and the noble nods, saying that, confirming that your story was accurate. He looks up, ponders for a bit, and says, "Well, I've known if it is true that you were attacked by the Black Ravens, then I need to know why you were being attacked. Because the Black Ravens don't attack for just bandits' purposes and for money."
I have an item with me, which is the key, which you obviously found when you took all of my items, and that was entrusted to me because I am an elf, and that is a piece of my heritage, and right now I am a protector of that key. So it's quite probable that that's what they were after.
Yes, and that's why they
He
attacked.
says, "Shut up, halfling.
I
I
think
did not ask you
to.
to speak."
I think
But
Erebjorn and
I
I
gave her
kind of
the
exchanged
key.
glances.
Guard.
As I
Guards.
said, I'm traveling through these lands, and I'm just mainly trying to protect the key and get through here and be on my way.
By the way, a guard comes up behind you, Fosco, and stands there.
Being
I
all
whispered
tall
to
and
him.
whatnot.
I whispered to him, "Unless you're my lawyer, I suggest you back away."
He pulls out a sword.
That'll be a paddling.
So, all right. So the Lord looks at Aryan, and looks at the captain of the guard, and asks, "Where's this key?" And guard comes out. Guard goes to the back, and you notice all of your items are on the back tables. And he goes, picks up the key, and gives it to the Lord of the city. And Prince Alfred.
Do we notice that it's dwarven made?
Yes, you do. Prince Alfred looks at it.
You cannot tell that.
We're
Yes, I
dwarves.
can.
We can always
What?
tell.
We
Prince
can tell
No,
craft.
this is an
We know
elfish-
stonecraft.
Prince
And we know
Alfred.
steel.
Prince Alfred looks at it. He says, "You say this is part of your heritage, part of your lineage, your kin, but yet this is dwarven made." He looks at you very suspiciously.
Even so, it was still entrusted to me. This goes back in history.
Wait, can we recognize?
Then I break the song.
Yeah, I was
for
about
like
to say, can we
5
do the
pages
rest
or
of
something.
like this entire role play in rhyme and song?
Yeah, really. Yep.
That's what it would be if it was
This-
in the
this-
book.
Never
I
read
would just go into some
poetry.
old chant about some historic whatever that happened.
The songs of the Fourth Age, or the tales of the Fourth Age. What were you saying, Elder?
No, I was curious. So outside of game or whatever, do we recognize that this is the particular key that we need?
Yes. Actually, you don't. What you have, Elder, you actually have a. Never mind. You know that it's a key. It's a dwarven key, but you don't know what type. You don't know if it's the actual key, but it's a dwarven key.
It's old and it's dwarven,
Yeah.
and it's probably.
If I analyzed it closer, would I be able to determine if it was the key we require?
No.
Okay.
You just know that there's a key to unlock the chest,
Okay.
and that it's dwarven, obviously, because it's a dwarven chest.
Okay.
So, dwarven lock. So the prince looks at it, and he looks at Aryan very suspiciously. He's not exactly sure how to put it. And the noble that stood out says, "My lord, what are we going to do with my lord? I recommend that these vagabonds be imprisoned until we can confirm their story."
Let me provide some more info. May I speak?
The noble looks at you with like a death stare, and the prince nods towards you to speak.
So I can?
Yeah.
Alright. So I actually do not quite know the true origins of this key. All I know is that I left my homeland because I wanted to find out more about our race and who I am, and I was told of this key's existence that had fell from our hands. And so that is why I'm on this journey, and now that I have the key, I would like to search out and figure out exactly what its purpose is and how it is linked to my past. Don't you want to know more about yourself and your history and who you truly are in this world?
He smiles a bit and he's like, I already know my history and who I am in this world.
It's a Nurble.
So the noble is still, he asks, refers to the prince. He's like, my lord, may I approach? And Prince Elfer nods. And the noble goes up and whispers something in his ear. And you don't. And he walks away after a couple seconds. And the noble, the noble goes back into the crowd. And as he's going back, Aryan, you notice that he looks strangely familiar. And that you think he's the same guy from the long-robed fella.
Oh, man.
Wait, I'm confused.
The noble that approached the Lord, keeps saying that you should be imprisoned.
Okay, so you're saying he was the yellow guy on the map?
Yes.
Okay.
You think he looks like him. He looks very familiar, so you think he looks like him, like it could be him.
Am I allowed to, can I call out on him?
You can do whatever you want.
Sir! And I get his attention. Don't you look familiar? Were you not at the scene earlier today?
He looks at you and he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I was with my wife at a what was it?
I greatly apologize.
He's like,
to
I
question you,
was with my wife at the Silver Swan Inn. And the prince looks over at him and looks over at his wife, and she nods. It is true, sir. You can confirm that with the guests and the patrons.
All right. Well, I would just like to say that I do believe he was there today. So it's up to you if you want to investigate that or not to the rest of the people.
He ignores you. And Aryan, as you're looking, you notice that his wife actually has pretty long hair. And is dressed, as a noble lady as herself.
Is she elven?
Elder, you look at you turn because you have a better view because Aryan's across the hall. You're in the center, so you have a better view. You're able to see that she is elvish.
Oh. Is there? Oh, I want to try and get him to use his magic.
Throw something at him.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I don't have anything to throw.
If only
Throw
I
a
had
shit
my
at
really
him.
horrible ability to detect magic and could determine that there's no magic in the room.
Oh, can you? If you do it, is there a chance that you can detect it? Would that show up
But I
like
already
a
used
giant
it
red eye?
today.
Ugh. It's disappointing. I'm
Yep.
disappointed in my kin.
That's my character.
Throw a shoe at him.
I'm surrounding the woods confused.
The prince says, Prince Elfer, thanks for a minute, takes into consideration what the noble said, and takes to consideration your accounts, and says, I will think on this, think on both arguments, make some inquiries, and we will return once I am satisfied with the decision I have made. And that's where we're going to end it.
Got to get the poop on the robot.
Ugh.
Got to get the what?
You know, the poop, the scoop.
Oh, yeah. So that's it for today. Let's do shout-outs because I know Aryan has to go. If you guys still want to hang out, we are going to be doing a behind-the-scenes look for this episode. So stick with us. But first, let's do shout-outs. Aryan, why don't you go ahead since you got to bug out?
Okay, yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. It's been fun. I don't know if I should say this every time, but like before, I do have a YouTube channel, Yoshiko75. You can feel free to watch it if you want. Thanks.
Maybe I'll watch it right now.
Ooh.
That's so sketchy.
Is that Co with a K? 75?
Yeah, like Yoshi,
Yeah.
Yoshiko, and then
Hey.
75.
Yep.
Oh,
Since she
man.
knocks out Yoshi 75 times a day, you better watch it.
Yeah, Yoshi KO.
He sticks out his tongue. She grabs it and flips him, and smashes him up there.
Auobjorn, shout outs.
I'm actually gonna head out. Sorry to interrupt,
Yep.
but
Go ahead.
bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining. Auobjorn.
Thank you all for watching. And thank you, Master DM, for mastering DMing. Yeah.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Fosco.
Remember, everyone, your civil liberties are yours to protect. So always ask if. Well, there's websites about it. Libertarian.
Yeah, you should have looked up the
You can't get away with anything.
No, we'll just do that.
Row, row, fight the power.
Get your money, get paid.
Yo, until next week, fight the power.
He's turning into a hippie.
He is turning into a hippie. Alrighty,
Yeah.
Elder, go ahead. The camera's a little
Don't
messed
do
up, but
drugs.
that's okay.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. Don't smoke. No, it's. You want to
Don't
buy some
smoke
death sticks?
weed.
Yeah.
No, just kidding. The what was the type of weed that he was smoking?
West Farthing.
Don't smoke West Farley weed, or at least share.
All right.
You winners don't do drugs.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you. Without you guys showing up and watching, we wouldn't have a show. So really appreciate you guys watching. For my stuff has been kind of changing a bit.
Just like a baby's diaper.
Exactly, just like a baby's diaper. When it gets dirty, you gotta change it. So when the channel is stagnating, you gotta change it up. I'll be doing a carrots and coffee video later today on what changes are going to be made as far as scheduling goes, and what we're going to do, videos and stuff like that, and some things I got planned out. So we're going to do that, kind of do, circle the wagons, see what Rabbits Ghost is doing. If you've used the Rabbits Ghost TV domain, it is not working. That is because I'm transferring it over to YouTube. So please bear with me as I do that. But, you can do the whole Rabbits Ghost stuff for Twitch, Twitter, all that, fun stuff. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. And we are going to go to behind the screens in just a minute.